Mega Man 5. You know, I don't have a lot of vivid memories from when I was around the ages of 4 and 5. Maybe not many people do. And while I can't say for sure which Mega Man game on the NES was my first, since technically they were all originally my older brothers. And as those things go, they kind of just became mine. However, first or not, one clear memory I have is when my family lived up on this greenhouse on a hill, and down in the basement there was also me and my balloon-themed NES controller fighting the good fight for everlasting peace against the likes of Gyro Man, Stone Man, and Crystal Man, making Mega Man 5 one of, if not the earliest video game memory I have. So it goes without saying I have a soft spot for this entry, and am prepared to defend it against all the usual mumbo jumbo. People often said they really were milking this series dry. They said it's more of the same. It's not as good as 2 and 3, they said. But how much of that holds true? A little history note, Mega Man 5 launched 2 years after the Super Nintendo, and while that system would get its fair share of the Blue Bomber, Capcom was still dishing out the goods for the NES. And this was a time when the games on the system were looking better than ever, really pushing what the console was capable of. 1992's Mega Man 5 is one of those games. With gorgeous backdrops littered with detail, 5 took the NES for a ride. And while many reviews back in the day knocked it for its lack of innovation, Mega Man is a tried and true example of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What we got here is one of the most polished, fully featured Mega Man games of the 8-bit era. In Mega Man 5, we have a rather throwaway plot. Nothing to write home to your mama about. Wily has become infuriated with Proto Man's betrayal during the events of Mega Man 4, when he rescued the kidnapped daughter of Dr. Cossack and spoiled Wily's plans. So, bent on revenge, Wily devised yet another elaborate scheme, of course. This time, to kidnap Dr. Light and frame Proto Man. Now it's up to Mega Man to save Dr. Light. Okay, with that summed up, to be frank, while I like the involvement of Proto Man and how this plot connects to Mega Man 4, the concept isn't very well executed. It's okay on paper, but they don't really do anything with it. It turns out not to be Proto Man, and it was Wily all along. Go figure. The game might not be as shiny as Starman when it comes to the plot, but where the game shines is its gorgeous visuals. Every stage is a feast for your eyes, and great sound effects to boot. The game looks and sounds absolutely awesome. I love these stages, from the train yard to the rocky mountain-looking landscape in Stone Man stage, to the glowy crystal cavern of Crystal Man's. Every stage here has a distinct look, even when compared to the Robot Masters with similar special weapons in other games. These stages kick ass, and so does the music. Hot damn! I love Mega Man 5's soundtrack. The composer of Mega Man 5 was Mari Yamaguchi, and she killed it. This is one of my favorite Mega Man soundtracks. Now, I can't properly demonstrate all the little layered melodies going on in these tracks, because that will depend on your audio device, but damn, it's good. Stone Man's theme is a perfect example of this, and it's unfortunate that a lot of these back-end tracks are lost in all of the remixes and fan arrangements out there. That's a shame, because hot damn, when it all comes together, these are some mega tunes. If you played any of the previous games, then of course you know what to expect here gameplay-wise. Mega Man 5 takes all the mechanics introduced previously, the slide, the charge shot, and while it doesn't add anything groundbreaking, it does have its share of new features, and the controls are as tight as ever. So once again, you got 8 Robot Masters to tackle, and similar to Mega Man 4, you have 2 castles instead of 1, making this game a bit longer, but not too much longer, considering each stage should take you around 2 or 3 minutes, unless you're having difficulty. And that is something to note here. Mega Man 5, in my opinion, is the easiest game in the classic series. It is super easy. You really are a super fighting robot in this game, at least for any Mega Man veterans like myself. In fact, the Mega Buster in this game is more powerful than ever. The charge shot basically disintegrates anything on screen, and these stage enemies don't stand a snowball's chance in hell. It's deadly. So much so that the special weapons are rather useless. In fact, unless I'm using them for the sake of capturing footage, I never use them, except for maybe Star Crash in Crystal Man stage. Nonetheless though, even the bosses melt to the might of the Mega Buster. To balance out the power of the charge shot, they did make it so you lose your charge upon taking a hit, but this doesn't balance it as much as I think they intended it to. So as for the special weapons in Mega Man 5, if you do decide to use them, they're a mixed bag. Visually speaking, they're all pretty cool. Some are effective, like Star Crash, which I mentioned, which helps you get around those falling crystals, or the gyro attack, which you can fire and move vertically like a drone. Some weapons, like the Power Stone, however, might look impressive, but can be tricky to use unless you're standing right next to the enemy. Otherwise, hitting Charge Man with that is a pain in the ass. When it comes down to it, you're better off with the Buster. I do love these Robot Masters though, not only in terms of their sick looking designs, but they have really fun and interesting gimmicks, like Gravity Man's ability to flip the script, or Fightin' Starman in 0G. And their accompanied level designs are really fun and creative too, with great stage enemies and mini bosses to tackle. Mega Man 5 plays so damn well, and I can't gush enough about how damn good it looks. Even the stage enemies in this one look cool. And did I mention you can ride a jet ski? That's right. While it is short-lived, this is the first mainline Mega Man game to introduce a dedicated vehicle section. My only complaint with this is they really should have had another one during one of the castle stages. Make it like you're infiltrating the castle via jet ski. That would have been cool. Lastly, there are some nice extra goodies to find in Mega Man 5. While Eddie returns to give you items, you'll also be able to find items in secret rooms behind breakable or invisible walls. And among those items is the introduction of collectibles. There's a letter in each of the 8 Robot Master stages, which spell out Mega Man 5. They're mostly hidden in plain view, but some are tricky if you're not paying attention. Once you collect them all, you'll unlock your new Robo-Buddy, Beat, the debut of Mega Man's blue robotic bird. Created by Dr. Cossack, Beat will target and dish out damage on your enemies. Not even Dr. Wily going invisible can escape the wrath of this little bird. Overall, I love Mega Man 5. It's a fantastic addition to the 8-bit saga. So okay, it might be more of the same, but is that a bad thing? I dare to say this is the most refined Mega Man game on the NES. It might not be reinventing the wheel, but it's a damn fine wheel with a shiny rim. The game not only looks and sounds better than ever, but the platforming remains on point, with solid level designs, well-placed stage enemies, cool Robot Masters with fresh gimmicks, and one hell of a soundtrack. For what the game lacks in the plot, it makes up for in its moment-to-moment gameplay, even if it is a tad on the easy side because of the overpowered charge shot. For any experienced Mega Man player, the Mega Man muscle memory makes 5 a walk in the park. But for the less experienced, you might still find a decent challenge. Even so, I still believe this is the easiest entry. But hey, I remember struggling as a kid. Gyro Man gave me a run for my money back in the day. And even though Gyro Man experiences nothing but turbulence when I enter the room these days, Mega Man 5 is always a blast.